The U.S. has a proposal for ending the war in Iran. Social media giants lost a landmark case. And Americans don't like AI, but they can't stop using it. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Thursday, March 26th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. The U.S. has developed a 15-point proposal aimed at ending the war with Iran. That's according to officials familiar with the plan. In addition to stopping strikes on the country, it offers Iran extensive sanctions relief. But it comes at a cost that Iran may not be willing to tolerate. It demands the removal of all its enriched uranium material and abandonment of enrichment processing capabilities. It limits Tehran's ballistic missile program, and it demands an end to Iran's support for its militant allies in the region, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Hamas. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told reporters yesterday there were elements of truth to reports about the 15-point plan, but declined to elaborate. And she denied reports that Iran had already rejected it.
The White House never confirmed that full plan. There are elements of truth to it, but some of the stories I read were not entirely factual. So I am not going to negotiate on behalf of the president here at the podium. What I will tell you is these talks are ongoing. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty details that have been exchanged between the United States and Iran at this time.
Meanwhile, Iran confirmed yesterday that it was engaging in discussions with its neighbors, but again denied that there were any direct or indirect talks between Iran and the U.S. Meta and YouTube lost a landmark social media addiction case. That's number 2. For decades, tech giants have enjoyed legal protections that have made them seem almost impervious to legal action by their users. But for the second time in 2 days, verdicts against big tech have revealed cracks in those protections. On Tuesday, Meta was ordered to pay $375 million in penalties for endangering children. Then, yesterday, a jury in Los Angeles found Meta and YouTube negligent and awarded $6 million in damages to a young woman. She alleged she had become hooked on the company's services as a child. Thousands more of these kinds of cases are waiting to be heard. Tech companies face huge damage awards that could potentially reshape Silicon Valley. Number 3. President Trump's move to send ICE agents to airports has failed to end long security lines. This week, Trump told reporters that he came up with the idea of sending ICE agents to airports himself, and compared the idea's brilliance to the invention of the paperclip.
That was like the paperclip. You know the story of the paperclip? 182 years ago, a man discovered the paperclip. It was so simple. And everybody that looked at it say, why didn't I think of that? ICE was my idea. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, what do you think? He said, I think it's great.
But the move has not reduced security lines, according to data from affected airports. Yesterday, flyers were still taking 4 or more hours to clear security at Houston's George Bush Airport. The deployment also has not broken the impasse over funding the Department of Homeland Security, which would restore the pay of TSA employees. Senate Democrats want more limits on immigration agents. That demand stems from agents killing 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis in January. Democrats sent the White House a new offer yesterday after rejecting a Republican proposal, but negotiations remain stalled. So, if you're headed to the airport soon, Godspeed. The Republican Party is struggling to deal with bigotry among young activists. That's number 4. 23-year-old Alec Beaton has the resume of a model GOP foot soldier. He's a former county Republican youth chair who ran a small Michigan field office for Trump's 2024 campaign. However, he's also a self-described Holocaust revisionist who views praise for Adolf Hitler as a way to mess with people. He also said at a conference for young conservatives, "We don't think Hitler is like the worst person ever." Many Republicans dismiss young people such as Beaton as fringe actors who are unrepresentative of the GOP. But there's a growing unease in the party at their presence among the rank and file. Leaks of offensive group chats and infighting over the bounds of acceptable political discourse are fanning anxiety in the party. And online, Republicans have fretted about the rise of white supremacist influencer Nick Fuentes, who courts disaffected young men. The radicalization of the young right has set off a bitter debate in the GOP about how much Republicans should police their movement and how serious a threat its most extreme elements pose. If you or a family member have Parent Plus loans, number 5 is for you. Major policy changes are coming to the federal loan program. The One Big Beautiful Bill that Trump signed into law last summer includes new restrictions on parents who took loans for their child's college. It limits the amount families can borrow and eliminates some options for repaying the debt starting on July 1st. But one key repayment option could still be available if parents act soon. The only way for Parent Plus borrowers to make payments tied to their earnings is to consolidate their loans and enroll in income-contingent repayment. If you haven't already done that, the Education Department is encouraging borrowers to apply by April 1st to make the deadline. That's next Wednesday, so if this applies to you, don't delay. AI is just another technology that Americans don't like but can't stop using. That's number 6. People feel gloomy about AI. Polls show that the majority of Americans aren't sold on the technology's benefits. There are also fears that it will wipe out jobs. The industry's leaders know how unpopular the technology is, but history shows that public dislike of new tech rarely stops it from growing. Critics once worried that radio would rot people's brains and feared bikes would damage women's morals. Social media is another good example. For years, Americans have said they dislike it, and politicians on the left and right have strongly criticized the industry. But that didn't slow it down. One expert told the Post that social media may be slightly different to AI because it's easier to use social media even if you don't trust it. On the other hand, AI's success relies more on people trusting the answers that it gives them. If you have strong feelings about AI, we want to hear them. There's a form you can fill out at the bottom of this story to share your thoughts with the Post. We link to it in today's newsletter. Find that in our show notes. And at number 7, we are learning more about how to nourish our gut microbiomes. Inside your intestines at this very moment, trillions of bacteria, viruses, and other microbes are hanging out and hopefully contributing to your health. They produce special compounds that protect your colon and boost your gut health. They help lower inflammation, regulate your immune system, and stimulate the production of GLP-1, also known as the hormone that people pay big bucks for in the form of Ozempic. But your microbiome friends can only do this for you if you are nourishing them with the right foods. Gastroenterologist Chris Damon says the key is to add 4 things to your diet: fiber, fermented foods, healthy fats like the ones in olive oil, avocados, fish, and nuts, and polyphenols. Those are the potent antioxidants found in plants, which give fruits and vegetables their vibrant colors. Damon eats oatmeal or yogurt for breakfast, lots of nuts, and focuses on balance. That means, yes, he has an occasional bowl of dark chocolate ice cream. Incredible. So make like Damon and get out there and feed your trillion best friends today with a lovely, colorful salad sprinkled with seeds and nuts. Delicious. All right, you're all caught up. One way for you to make my gut microbiome happy today is to leave us a nice rating or review wherever you are listening. It helps us grow our audience and keep bringing you a snappy summary of the news early every weekday morning. I'm Hannah Jewell. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.